So it has been officially announced that Sven Mislintat will be leaving Arsenal as reported all of last week, and he will be leaving on the 8th of February this year. A lot of meltdowns, a lot of people in mourning, think the club's going into existence because he's leaving. Yes, good scout, very good scout. I know some gems across his time at Borussia Dortmund, but like I said in my video, he is not the be-all and end-all. There are other scouts out there. Like I said before, Chelsea, they have got a scouting network that is probably the best in the world. You've only got to look at all the kids they've got on loan at Vitesse Arnhem and other places across the world. If you look at Leicester as well, they found Suarez, they found Kante, they found Jamie Vardy, and now they found Chilwell. So there is scouts out there that can find good players for cheap money and turn a massive profit when they sell them. Now, there are a few candidates for this job. Some of you may or may not have seen the news articles going around in the last sort of 48 hours or so, but the three names that I've seen and I'm going to talk about are going to be, well, quite interesting, I'd say. I will start off with probably the least likely, and that is a guy called Monchi. He sounds like saying off of like Takeshi's Castle or saying, Monchi's coming. But he is probably, like I said, the least likely to get this job, but he has got the best record out of the three I'm going to name. He's found the likes of Dani Alves, he's found Sergio Ramos, Julio Baptista, Negredo, Rakitic, and he has worked with Unai Emery before at Sevilla. Made a massive profit on the players that they brought in and then sold. I see something the other day that listed about 20 players and they totaled 36 million, and that included some of the players I've just listed there. They then sold them for a grand total of like 170 odd million pounds. So they made over 130 million pound profit on some of on these players combined. So listen, the guy's now at Roma. He's not been there all that long, but he's unearthing a couple of gems there as well. And it's going to be extremely hard to get him to come to Arsenal. But we're Arsenal Football Club. We can offer a bigger budget for players. Not right now, obviously, but in the summer. What with the Emirates deal kicking in for shirts and stadium. Not only that, we've got the Adidas deal kicking in for the shirts as well. So we're going to have some big money, hopefully, to spend in the summer, which could lure this guy Monchi away from Roma. Not only that, no disrespect to them, we are a bigger football club, and yes, they're not a bad sized football club, but this is the Premier League. Money talks, bullshit walks, and we can offer this guy more money in terms of wages to come to Arsenal Football Club. So, like I said, I do think it's the least likely, but he has got a background which is, wow, it's just mad. It's even better than Sven Mislintat. So, like I said, there's other people out there that are suitably qualified and can find absolute gems. I mean, he got Dani Alves for about 200 and something thousand pounds, you know? So, and this guy has been one of the best right backs in world football ever. So there we go. Anyway, on to the next one. Now, I've been an Arsenal fan for over 30 years. This guy has worked at Arsenal for over 20 years, and I've never heard of him. And neither have probably many of you watching this video. His name is Francis Cagigao. Now, I probably butchered that guy's name, but he is head of international recruitment, apparently. Arsenal do love a fucking title, don't they? But he found Cesc Fabregas all them years ago. He has been credited with that. He's been credited with Santi Cazorla, and he has also been credited with having a hand in the Alexis Sanchez deal. So, again, another one that's been at the club a very long time, but has a background of unearthing very good players. Now, this one probably makes the most sense because he's already at the club. So it'd just be a case of promotion, I suppose, with a bit of a bumper pay deal. But he could then be head of recruitment rather than head of international recruitment. I don't get all these job titles. Listen, he's a fucking scout at the end of the day. But that one, like I said, would make the most sense. The fact he's been at the club for 20 years, natural progression, you know, Raul, Saheli and Unai Emery, they've obviously wanted their own guys. This guy is already here, so technically he's not their own guy. But could he work with them? I think he probably could. The fact he's still at the club suggests he can. And yeah, we shall see on him. Now, the third one is a former player of Arsenal, Marc Overmars, one of the best footballers I've seen. Sold him to Barcelona, broke my heart, 40 million quid all them years ago. And yeah, we all remember his goals for Arsenal. We remember him scoring at Old Trafford and doing the famous look like, what's going on? So yeah, he is currently the director of football at Ajax. And talking of Ajax, they have just sold or done a pre-contract agreement with Barcelona for their midfielder for 75 million euros, a guy called De Jong. Don't really know much about him, to be honest with you, but he is a central midfielder and he will be joining Barcelona in July. So again, another one that's come through their system there that's going away for big money. That's an absolute madness how much money they've got for him. Like I said, I've never seen him play, but they have got a production line at Ajax. So, refers me back to my first point, Sven Mislintat is not the be-all and end-all of scouting players in the world. Ajax have got De Ligt. They also had Davinson Sanchez, who plays for that lot down the road now. So, they've unearthed some good players over the years. I wouldn't be too pissed off if Marc Overmars came in as our technical director, our sporting director, our fucking head of recruitment, whatever title and flashy title we want to give him. I wouldn't be too pissed off if it was Marc Overmars. Like I said, obviously, he's played for the club before. Yes, it's a very different Arsenal to when he played here, but he will still have mates at this football club that have been here from when he still played here. So, yeah, this is going to rumble on and on and on. I do think that by the end of the transfer window, this will be done. So I'd imagine the next 10 days or so, I reckon that we'll have a replacement in line. I can't imagine Arsenal getting rid of Sven Mislintat without having a replacement lined up. So all the stories that are coming out about these three, I'd say that they've probably contacted one, if not all of them, to find out the availability. Obviously, one of them works for Arsenal, so we know his availability. But knowing Arsenal, there'll probably be a curveball in here somewhere, and it'll be somebody completely different that we've not even thought of. And yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, before I wrap this video up, I just want to say thanks for everyone that subscribed to the channel recently. It's blown me away how many subscribers I've got. It's literally 2 months I've set this channel up. So the fact I'm nearly on 5,200 is amazing. Don't forget to like the content. It always gives me feedback, let me know that you're enjoying what you're watching. And don't forget to put the bell on as well. One more thing that I want to bring up is the Suarez transfer that's on 1 minute, then it's off the next minute, then it's back on again. 1 minute it's a loan and only a loan. Next minute it's a loan and we have to buy him. Then it's no, let's just give him 20 million. It's doing my fucking head in, to be honest with you. Some people want him to come. Some people don't think he's good enough. I'll give you my penny's worth. Personally, I think he's quality. Whether he proves to be quality in the Premier League remains to be seen. But the last time we got a player off of Barcelona, it was Alexis Sanchez. And we see what happened with him. He was fantastic for Arsenal. Think what you want about him. Snake, Judas, whatever. He was a brilliant footballer. And he lit up the Emirates umpteen times, scored in massive games, cup finals, etc. So if we do get Denis Suarez, I will be over the moon with that, because I personally think he's a quality footballer. Technically, he's brilliant. He's got that burst of pace over 5 yards to get away from people. He can play centre mid, he can play left wing, he can play right wing. And not only that, he's got an eye for a free kick as well. So I'd be happy if we get him. Whether that's a loan or not, I don't really care. With an option to buy, I ain't fussed. If we get Denis Suarez, that improves our squad instantly. Because other than Iwobi, we haven't got a single footballer in midfield that can turn and run at pace at people. He can do that. Barcelona have signed De Jong, like I just said. That's a deal that's getting done in July or June. July, I think it was, 1st of July. And they've also signed, weird signing, Kevin Prince Boateng, known as the Ghetto Kid, apparently. Okay, not sure about that nickname. But they have signed him on loan. Now, Barcelona tweeted out today their 18-man squad for the Copa del Rey game. Denis Suarez was not included in that, but Boateng was. Then, obviously, later on, just as I recalled this about an hour ago, Barcelona have announced that they have signed De Jong. So I'd imagine now that Suarez is going to leave, and I'd imagine that'll get done in the next couple of days. Obviously, we have a game on Friday, So I very much doubt it will be announced on that day, because we never announce it on the day of a game. So I reckon either tomorrow or Monday that will be announced. But yeah, I'm excited if we do sign him. Like I said, who are we to turn our nose up at a Barcelona player, especially when they thought highly enough of him to give him Xavi number 6 shirt. So how are we turning our nose up at that? We're not exactly ripping up trees at the minute. Unai Emery wants to get his own men. He's worked with him before, so I'm all for it. Anyway, that's the end of the video today. Don't forget, you can subscribe, like and share the content around. Leave your comments down there. Let me know what you think about any of the 3 candidates in the running for the job replacing Sven Mislintat. Let me know what you think about Denis Suarez as well. I'll endeavour to answer as many of your comments as I possibly can. Until next time, which will be tomorrow when I drop my preview for the Man United FA Cup game, I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.